Alright guys, TacticalRab back again today. Hope you're all doing well and enjoying your day so far. And as pros continue to debate the sniper debacle that has gone on these last few days, the coaches have also come out with their power rankings ahead of the Kickoff Classic. Some very surprising results, I would imagine, in this one. Very much intrigued to your thoughts in the comment section below. If you enjoyed the video, hit the like button, it's the best thing you can do. Top of this channel reach new people, and please do subscribe as well if you have not yet already. First of all, a lot of complaints with this game going into the Kickoff Classic. No surprises there. Honestly, the hardpoint side, the hardpoint spawns, like, who's really surprised at this point? The dodgy stuff is going on with the hardpoint spawns. But as Gunless says from LIG, great play by number 3. You really got to tip his ability to press X and spawn in the back. Now, of course, number 3 on this one is actually Dashy. So, here we are on Berlin, and in the bottom left-hand side, you'll find that, the number 3 icon has managed to spawn right here, even though in reality, you might have thought that, the red player should have been holding this, and number 3 should spawn out somewhere in the bottom right-hand corner of the map. Not going to be the case. He spawns right in the back, and I guess that might help OpTic get the break in this situation. This also in Control, a strange glitch going on, where, as Clayster says, up 2-1 in Control, we got a defense, they're just built different, got to be the fastest Control round in history, so it's just started off right here, like it's 30-29 in terms of lives, and, Crim gets 1 kill, and then the game just ends out of nowhere, but it doesn't just end as in, one team won the round, because it was 2-1 going into this round, and it ends 2-1, so I'm not sure exactly how this happens, but apparently, I saw Lando tweet this out, there's a glitch on Tuscan Control. Now, I don't know if this is the same on Gavatou they were just playing, but if someone's in Codcaster, if the game goes past a few rounds, the spectator just gets disconnected, and the game automatically ends. It's happened twice now. So, Control, apparently there's also spectator glitches, and maybe on Gavatou, I don't know what that was, we saw just Clayster, tweet out as well, but, maybe Control is going to be a complete shambles, because, not only is the game mode itself not particularly well designed, but, also there's so many bugs and glitches, the game might just end for no reason out of nowhere. So I guess we're going to get some entertaining stuff this weekend, no doubt. This also from Hardpoint, I've seen a couple of these things tweeted out actually the last day or so. Guess this is on Tuscan here, where, someone's trying to get scrap time, and all of a sudden, a player just spawns right in the back. Strange, not sure why this would happen, but, it seems to be a classic, really, with a Modern Warfare type spawns, as in this game as well. And, Clayster just spawns in the back, gets the free scrap time. Congratulations, ladies and gentlemen. And, this also from Clayster, I thought was funny. Another clip that he came out as well. Don't forget the even more elite hold from Ravens right here. People wonder why nobody likes this game. He, tweeted this out, where the Ravens guys are, trying to do their best to hold on to the hardpoint. Looks like the red team are going to pretty much break in at this point, but no, number 2 spawns right in the back there, and, number 1 spawns right in the back there as well. It's just because there's this little L wall thing that, for some reason, it just really loves spawning players behind, and, therefore, it doesn't really matter what you do in the attacking side, it seems to break this hardpoint sometimes. Often they can just keep spawning in the back there, as long as they like, and, even in this situation, all of them, they just spawned up back here again, even though it looked like the red guys had, I guess that's New York, had got enough kills to actually break it. So, strange situation going on all the time here in Vanguard, but, who is frankly surprised. And as Clayster says, don't worry, your snipes will save us, right? So that's kind of the thing for a lot of these pro players, Clayster included, basically saying the game's so bad that, who cares if snipers are gone? But I think my perspective and the community's perspective is, the game is so bad, let's do everything we possibly can to keep this, keep this sport as entertaining as we can be, because at the end of the day, this is a spectator sport. Every single esports sport is competing for attention. If the game's boring, people are going to go watch something else, right? And, who could possibly blame them right now? So as Arcitys says, he's back your MVP. So this is the thing, snipers are back in business, and this is a clip that comes out last night where Simp gets a couple of kills with the pistol, and, some people, pistol's pretty strong, right? It's time to GA it. But he gets a nice snipe here on Attach 1 versus 2. Attach just gets absolutely destroyed. Now, I'm pretty sure Arcitys wasn't using this to say, look, the sniper's too strong, it's got to go. But that is the thing. Maybe if you take off some like the ADS attachments or something, it can't do this quite so easily. But still, frankly, this is one of the more entertaining clips I have seen so far in this game. And guess what? It's with the sniper in hand, right? This is, it's pretty hyped, to be honest, compared to a lot of the stuff we've seen so far in Vanguard. That, that's why snipers are just generally pretty entertaining to see. But I guess we'll see how that goes. This also from Dashy, right? Snipes in, he says, because he reckons snipes are back in business. Of course, look, he's been playing a fair bit of Jet over in the Valorant side. She is generally an agent that uses the operator, the orb, actually the sniper rifle here in Call of Duty as well. Now, him tweeting this I thought was kind of interesting, right? Because if OpTic are going to be using snipers, as you would imagine they would be, Illy, of course, probably wants them in. Dashy, you'd imagine, wants them in as well. Both players that have been fantastic snipers in the past. Who is going to pick it up on the OpTic team if snipers are arriving? Of course, they are going to be used at the Kickoff Classic at the very least, and hopefully far beyond that as well. So, look, we'll have to see. Because Illy was a great sniper for Dallas Empire before, and, Dashy was a phenomenal sniper for OpTic before, and now they're on the same team. So I honestly think they're both really good with it. Now, of course, I don't know if there's space to use 2 of them on a team, and if anything, if there probably would be a GA that comes in to say, okay, you're only allowed to use 1, if any. So who would be be the sniper. Maybe on certain maps, people can use different ones, like it maybe Illy's really comfortable sniping on a certain map, Dashy on another one, or is he just saying right here, like, yeah, I'm going to be picking it up this season, Illy, you can go do your own thing, I'm the sniper man back in business, because Simp versus Dashy in Black Ops 4 was a very entertaining battle whenever we got to see that. Let's discuss power rankings then here going into the Kickoff Classic, because the power rankings I did back in December sometime or Christmas Day were effectively for the entire season, where I expect these teams to land as the season progresses, but of course for the kickoff things are very different right now, right? Like there's some teams that are looking way better than a lot of people expected them to, and some teams that are of course looking way worse. So this is the power rankings that well CDL Scrim Intel put together. Definitely took a few sources as a result of this one, but generally just based on the current scrims that we are seeing, which is pretty interesting because actually this lines up very closely indeed with what the coaching staffs in the league actually decided to put out as well. So this is actually looking particularly good. We'll have a look at what the coaches said. So Mack put this together, asked all the coaching staffs in the entire league to do some votes on how they thought the teams were lining up ahead of the kickoff, and it is really surprising this in a way. Some of the things are surprising, other things are not so surprising, but you know, some of the teams that are actually playing really well right now, and some of the teams that are underperforming going into the season is pretty interesting to look at. So they reckon things are lining up as follows: FaZe at number 1, no real surprise there. Then OpTic number 2, so OpTic significantly in terms of points received ahead of Ultra in 3rd. So coaches generally thinking Ultra's pretty good. Of course, they might not have seen all that much of Ultra given they're scrimmed over in Europe, maybe not too much in the US, but they reckon OpTic right now is a better team than Ultra going into the kickoff. Then where things get really interesting is now we get into the 4th place, right? And Surge are in 4th place. This is very impressive, right? This brand new team of Accuracy, Pred, Simp, and Mack. I honestly thought this team would take some time to get good. I thought they had a huge amount of potential really on this roster, but I wasn't really sure that early on they would be the dominant force that apparently they may well be. Like them being in 4th behind these 3, that's very impressive indeed. And Boston in 5th as well is also very impressive. So yeah, Surge and Boston, apparently the 4th and 5th best team right now according to the coaching staff. There's actually a pretty big gap here you can see in points received between Seattle and the rest. So it seems like the coaches think that Seattle are actually significantly better than a lot of these other teams right now, like at least in overall rankings, and the top 2, especially like FaZe and OpTic, they're pretty close, right? So I guess some considering OpTic to be right up there with FaZe, and it is kind of tough to say with maybe the skill gap where it is right now. Like who knows who can beat who on a different day, right? And I'm pretty sure FaZe and OpTic both on opposite sides of the bracket, but there's still a matchup potentially brewing there at some point or another. And yeah, just really exciting stuff really going into this kickoff. Now Boston down there in 5th, New York in 6th, just behind them. That's obviously an exciting matchup for other reasons as well in terms of well, general sporting pedigree. But then we get into the bottom 6. This is where things get kind of interesting, right? Because a lot of teams here that we might expect to be rather good, especially the likes of maybe LAG and LA Thieves, right? Like these 2 teams that we thought, okay, massive upgrades going into the season. The coaches have them 8th and 9th right now, so not really too much difference to where they were last year. Rokkr here in 7th, and then we've got Ravens at Mutineers and Legion. Like and you see how close this is, right? Like 49 points, 51 points between these 2. So coaches generally thinking London are pretty good, but not quite there. Paris are way behind in last. Mutineers are above them in 11th, and then it gets really closely fought between pretty much 6th, 5th, all the way down to 10th. So this whole ballpark really from like pretty much from 5th at 65 points received down to 10th at like 49 points received. That's really close between all these teams. So no one can really tell who's the best out of these rosters right now. But so yeah, very interesting. What do you guys think of the key takeaways here? Firstly, LA Thieves and LAG right now are like way down the pack. Like I'm not really surprised at that, at least at this stage of the season, but I guess they'll have to try and improve things, right? And of course we'll see how the Kickoff Classic goes as well. OpTic above Ultra I think is interesting, and also Seattle Surge here in 4th. That is pretty monstrous from them, if of course that translates into reality. And of course, speaking of Boston, right, and Ultra, 2 teams that of course we saw on that list in a kind of interesting position. Boston dominated them last night in scrims. Really impressive, right? They played 6 maps, they played all the hard points, they played the 2 controls that are playable right now, and only 1 map was lost to Ultra, right? So every single map win that were Boston, that's pretty impressive. They also played Florida, beat them 4-0, so they want to go 9-1 on the day in scrims, Boston yesterday, which maybe they're getting even better since their announcement comes through. Impressive stuff, no doubt, and well, maybe they get good money, right, for their 5th place position in those power rankings going into the kickoff. Definitely some really interesting stuff, no doubt. This also from Albini as we close down the video. Just thought this is interesting to mention that the OpTic kind of branding, the OpTic Texas YouTube channel seems to have rebranded to OpTic Nation. This is quite interesting. I guess I understand it. They don't want the content here to be specifically related just to the Texas team itself, right? They want to bring the other guys on as well. It is interesting because OpTic Nation used to refer to kind of the second OpTic team back in the Ghost, I'm pretty sure briefly in Ghost and also Advanced Warfare days. They had the OpTic Gaming lineup, then they have the OpTic Nation lineup. They had some notable players on the OpTic Nation lineup. I'm pretty sure like it might have even been Miracles at one time. Killer might have been there. I think Karma might have even been on Nation at one point. point before going into this in the starting team. Much Swanee might have been there as well. Pretty sure not on all the same time, but still, that was the name of their kind of second team. And Hex kind of reckoned, I believe, that if they do get into challenges and bring on a challenges lineup, it's probably going to be called OpTic Nation. So whether that's kind of indicating they might be looking at that possibility, I guess we'll see, or that's just the name they decided to go with here. And also just to mention, this is Carly tweeted out, she was the first to do it. Like, you know, credit where it's due, because I thought this is pretty funny, to be honest. Like, cut down so bad, we got Rab being the weatherman on the side. This guy generally, like, he actually does look like me. I will give credit. Like, you know, he's looking pretty fresh. And he's looking decent. I mean, look, if it was me, the suit would be slightly better fitted around the arms and in the body, but, you know, he's looking pretty good on the whole. So, you know, credit where it's due. I thought this is entertaining, to be honest. Like, well, definitely some new side hustles might need to come in with Call of Duty the way it's going, but we'll see how things go. Just want to just give a shout out because it made me laugh, to be honest. I might need to hit this guy up and get him to, you know, sub in for me in one of these videos if I want to, you know, take a day off or something. But very much enjoying your thoughts and all this stuff in the comment section below. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did enjoy it, hit the like button. Tell us on YouTube gods, this is a good video. I just like you should see it as well. And help grow the competitive Call of Duty community. Thank you as always, take care. And I will see you next time.
Like, I don't do I have a wrong setting on?
Bro, you changed your settings.
Damn! Look at his body go.
As soon as you die, you change settings. So yeah.
No, I know I do that in Halo, you idiot.
I do that in Halo, you idiot.
Like, why does it do that though? No, I don't. I don't understand, bro.
I'm gonna smoke it. Let's go.
No, don't smoke, please. Don't